Bamboozled is a Spike Lee film. It is about Pierre. He is a eloquent, sort of pretentious Harvard writer, black, and his boss is on his ass to create a new show. His new comedies aren't really doing it for the network cable TV show, so he decides he wants to get fired. So he decides to sit down and come up with a modern-day minstrel show, blackface for the modern audience. So he gets his assistant to like back him up. However, his boss loves the pitch and wants to do this. So he brings in two homeless men who are good at tap dancing to be put on more blackface and go blacker face, and then do sketches, singing, dancing, and they create a pilot, and it ends up being a huge hit though. So you know, it sort of become Pierre's sort of like nightmare of like, I just wanted to like get canceled and get fired. Instead, the show is becoming a hit and he feels like he's betraying his race. So this movie has like a lot of great satirical moments. The first like hour is really strong. There's like the whole pitching to his boss, creation of the show, all these different aspects that are really funny with a lot of like good zingers. However, when the show becomes live, I think Spike Lee sort of loses his story a little bit. He doesn't really know what to say now that the show is a hit. There's some, you know, there's a lot of social commentary all over the place, but it just feels overstuffed at times. The movie is over 2 hours and they have like this whole subplots and like other characters, and it turns wildly like unfocused at the end of the film, and you kind of realizing maybe Spike Lee didn't know what he wanted to say. Like he started off pretty strong, but he kind of just got like a little bit aimless at the end, and the characters sort of just wander in and out, and it just ends up being really, really scattershot. And you know, you kind of like wondering, you know, what was the point? It started off pretty good. Like we understand that he wants to create blackface, and under the guise of satire, you can basically do whatever you want and just be like, oh, it's satire. You don't get it because it's supposed to be funny. But there's also this darker turn where when the show becomes a hit, Pierre and the two homeless men, they sort of drink the Kool-Aid, as one character says, and they sort of buy into it where they weren't supposed to. They were supposed to be making fun of blackface and trying to like, you know, be edgy. But then when it becomes accepted by the mainstream culture, they feel like a betrayal of sorts, and it's sort of conflicting because of their artistic vision versus their, you know, their standing with the community and the black community. So it's a pretty deep film, a little bit weird at the end, but it's still intriguing. So I give Bamboozled a 6 out of 10.